Have you ever wondered what it takes to become a saint? Do you need to be a brilliant scholar, a powerful leader, or perform grand public miracles? The story of Saint Maria Bertilla Boscardin shows us that the path to holiness is often found in the quiet, simple moments of everyday life, in doing ordinary things with extraordinary love. Her journey proves that even someone dismissed by others can achieve incredible spiritual heights. Born in 1888 in northern Italy, Anna Francesca Boscardin, known as Annette, came from a humble peasant family. Her childhood wasn't easy. Her father was known for his violent temper and heavy drinking. Life was a struggle, and Anna's education was often interrupted. She had to work in the fields and as a servant to help her family make ends meet. In school, she wasn't a star pupil. In fact, she was often seen as slow and simple. One priest even cruelly nicknamed her a goose because of her perceived lack of intelligence. It was a label that stuck, and it followed her as she grew up. But beneath this quiet, unassuming exterior was a heart burning with a deep and simple faith. From a young age, Anna felt a calling to serve God. When she was just 8.5, she was allowed to make her first Holy Communion, an exception in an era when the usual age was 11. At 12, she joined the Children of Mary, a parish group for young girls. Parish priest gave her a catechism, a book of religious instruction. The small book became her constant companion. It was found in the pocket of her habit on the day she died, a testament to her lifelong devotion. When she decided to enter religious life, she faced rejection. One order turned her away, likely because of her perceived slowness. But Anna persisted. In 1904, she was finally accepted by the Teachers of St. Dorothy, Daughters of the Sacred Heart, in Vicenza. She took the religious name Maria Bertilla. Her own self-perception was shaped by the years of insults. She told the novice mistress, "I can't do anything. I'm a poor thing, a goose. Teach me. I want to be a saint." This wasn't false modesty. It was a genuine, humble recognition of her limitations, combined with an ironclad desire to give her entire life to God. Her first few years in the convent were spent in the most menial of roles. She worked in the kitchen and the laundry, tasks that required little intellectual skill but immense humility and patience. She performed these duties without complaint, seeing them as her way to serve. After 3 years, her superiors decided to send her to Treviso to train as a nurse. This was a significant change. The convent was sending the goose to care for the sick. She was assigned to the municipal hospital, which was run by her order. Training began, but even then, she was sometimes sent back to work in the kitchen. It seemed her reputation followed her everywhere. However, once she completed her training, her true calling emerged. Sister Maria Bertilla was assigned to the children's ward, specifically caring for those with diphtheria, a highly contagious and dangerous disease. Here, in the midst of sickness and fear, her gentle, compassionate nature shone. She wasn't a brilliant medical mind, but she was an endless source of comfort, tenderness, and care. She saw the face of Christ in every sick child, and she served them with a love that was both maternal and divine. Then, World War I descended upon Italy. The Battle of Caporetto in 1917 brought the front lines dangerously close to Treviso. The city was subjected to frequent air raids, and chaos reigned. The hospital was taken over by the military, and the situation became frantic and perilous. During the bombings, many sought safety, but Sister Maria Bertilla was known for her unwavering calm and courage. She refused to abandon her patients, especially the children who were too ill to be moved. While bombs fell around them, she remained at their bedsides, a beacon of peace in a world of terror. Her dedication did not go unnoticed. The authorities at a local military hospital were so impressed by her bravery that they requested her specifically. But life in a religious community can have its own politics. Her own superiors, for reasons that are unclear, seemed not to appreciate Sister Bertilla's gift for nursing. Perhaps she saw it as a source of pride or distraction. In a baffling move, the superiors pulled her from the ward and reassigned her to the laundry. For long months, this heroic nurse, who had faced down bombs to care for children, was back to washing sheets. She accepted this demotion with the same quiet humility she did everything else, offering it up as another sacrifice. Thankfully, a higher-ranking superior recognized the injustice and the waste of talent. She intervened, and Sister Maria Bertilla was not only returned to nursing but was placed in charge of the children's isolation ward. This was where she belonged, and she poured her heart and soul into her work. However, her own health was failing. For years, she had been suffering from a painful tumor. It had grown progressively worse, but she rarely complained, choosing to bear the pain in silence. Eventually, her condition became so severe that surgery was unavoidable. The operation was complex, and in an era of less advanced medicine, it was incredibly risky. Sister Maria Bertilla did not survive the surgery. She died on October 20th, 1922 at the age of just 34. Her life, by the world's standards, was short and seemingly insignificant. She left no great writings, built no great institutions, and held no high office. But the impact of her life was far from insignificant. The people who knew her, the other sisters, the doctors, and especially her patients and their families, had been touched by her profound goodness. They remembered her simple faith, her tireless work, and her angelic ability to soothe suffering. A plaque was placed on her tomb, calling her a chosen soul of heroic goodness. Word of her holiness spread. People began to visit her grave in Treviso, and soon crowds were flocking there to pray. When her remains were moved to a new tomb in Vicenza, it became a major pilgrimage site. Miraculous healings began to be reported by those who prayed for her intercession. The goose that everyone had underestimated was now being recognized as a powerful friend in heaven. The church officially investigated her life and the miracles attributed to her. The process confirmed what so many already knew in their hearts. On May 11, 1961, just 39 years after her death, Pope John XXIII canonized her as Saint Maria Bertilla Boscardin. In the crowd at St. Peter's Square that day were members of her family who remembered the simple girl from Brendola. Also present were some of her former patients, now grown adults, who had been cared for by the gentle nun with the big heart. They were living witnesses to her saintliness. The story of Saint Maria Bertilla teaches us a powerful lesson. Holiness is not about being clever, famous, or powerful. It's about love. It's about taking the tasks God gives you, no matter how small or hidden, and doing them with complete dedication and charity. It's about humility, perseverance, and a simple, trusting faith. Saint Maria Bertilla, the girl they called a goose, became a swan of sanctity, showing all of us that the truest path to greatness is the path of humble service. Thank you for watching. If you were inspired by this story, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories of faith and inspiration.